Good evening and welcome to this very late edition of The Chop with Marvin Lee. And the reason I'm coming to you guys so late tonight is because I actually appeared at 8:30 Eastern like I normally do on Monday nights. And I was rushing around because I had a very important errand and I had a guest I was interviewing and was looking forward to that, really looking forward to that. And uh, as it turned out, um, you know, we recorded a great episode. And when I went to end the episode, I realized I never hit start in the first place. So that was a little crazy. So my friend Tracy is going to be with me on next week. Um, so what you didn't get to see tonight, you will get to see next week. But again, I just wanted to jump on here and give you guys something um, to hear, basically. And I'm not drinking water right now. I gotta have a Pepsi Zero. Every now and again, I gotta have my soda, but no sugar. But anyways, I don't know. I don't know if you guys are like me. I find that I'm in this place where, I've been talking about alignment and synchronicity a lot lately, and I've been doing 30 days of positive affirmations. I record an affirmation on TikTok. What have you. And if you get a chance, I'll try to put a link in the description. Follow me on all the various platforms, especially on TikTok, because I do um, try to post some short motivational pieces on a daily basis. But I'm just in a space where, talking about alignment and synchronicity and, being mindful and practicing awareness and all that good stuff and paying attention to energy, through discernment. I find that I'm just in this amazing place where regardless of anything and everything that's going on in my life, I'm okay. And I want to impart that knowledge and that wisdom to you too, that no matter what it is that you're dealing with, no matter what you're facing, you are equipped, you are built to handle whatever the situation is. And there's nothing that you're going to go through that's going to overtake you, that's going to overpower you. Um, Again, I always am open when I share that I am a recovering addict. I was one of the most vicious of the vicious when it came to using drugs. Um, and I never understood why I was using drugs, but I knew it wasn't just about the drugs. That's something I always knew. Again, I never would have imagined when I was a kid that I'd grow up and become a drug addict. That was not what I saw for myself. I am college educated. I'm a proud alumnus of the University of South Carolina. Um, yeah, you see that degree on the wall over there. That's what that is. That's my degree. That's one of the two that I have, meaning I got two of the same one in my bedroom and one up here. When I went to graduate school, I just decided, hey, no, I had enough with undergraduate. But no, seriously, I'm getting the hang of this podcasting down pat, and I want to be able to use this platform as a way to bring you the encouragement that I think you may need, on a daily basis or whatever the case is. And I'm trying out this new streaming service, StreamYard, because it gives me the ability to stream on various platforms all at the same time. So all of my social media accounts, I can um, stream. I can multi-stream. But Riverside FM is what I typically use because I can have live audience engagement. You can actually call into that one. So I'm going to, utilize both of those. But at any rate, I just want to again talk to you about alignment and synchronicity, coming and paying attention to self-awareness, self-love. I I need to mind my affairs. I don't need to mind the affairs of anybody else. Something that I've learned is that I cannot fix, I cannot manage, and I cannot control anybody else. I have enough going on to be able to keep up with myself. So the last thing that I want to try to do is to fix, manage, or control anybody else because control is an illusion. Um, and the only thing that really, if control were not going to be an illusion, the only thing that really is 100% within my realm of, I don't want to use the word control, but within my realm of maintenance, there you go, is my attitude. I choose whether my attitude is going to be positive. I choose whether my attitude is going to be negative. And based on my attitude, that's going to dictate and determine what my altitude is. So no matter what it is that I'm dealing with, I have to maintain the proper perspective as far as my attitude goes, because that's going to be the determining factor as to whether I'm going to get through the situation um, fairly unscathed, or if I'm going to be just a mess, right? Attitude is everything. And at the same time, we never know who's watching us. We never know who's paying attention to us. We never know, based on the energy that we're releasing, that we're putting in the atmosphere, the frequency, the vibration, whatever the case may be. As I come into alignment with myself, I'm starting to pay attention to the things and the people that are like being drawn to me. And through discernment, I understand intentions. There are things that I want to do in my life. But here lately, I've noticed that some of the things that I have not really said to anybody that I want to accomplish and that I want to do, even where this particular platform, the podcast, is concerned, there are people that are just talking to me about things, and it's like, I know how to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm sitting here listening like, wow. But it's no surprise to me, because if I do what I am suggesting that you do, it should come as no surprise that things align accordingly. Things begin to synchronize accordingly. And I'm just in that place now where I have dealt with, for the past couple of years, I've been honest about this. I put down the drugs, but there was unmanageability in the area of my finances because there was a lot of other stuff that, I worked on one thing and let another one go to waste. But I can't see it while I'm in it, right? It's when I take a break, I step back, I assess the situation, I analyze it for what it is, and then I get brutally honest with myself, because that's self-sabotage. That's my pattern, right? Things are going good. Let me mess this up. And not only that, it's also one of those things, there's freedom, and then there's the responsibility piece that I have to maintain. And somewhere in between, I just be like, you know what? Now, I know I got responsibilities over here, but I have the freedom to choose and do whatever I want to. So I'm getting a little frivolous with my money or whatnot, and then I found myself in a crazy position, because like I said, I had been out of work for a minute, and it got tough. And so while I was out of work, the little bit of money that I was getting, I'm sitting there trying to grab scratch offs, because now I'm entering into the arena of fantasy, because I'm no longer in harmony with reality, which is fantasy for me. If I just get the scratch off ticket, this scratch off is going to be the one that's going to hit. Yep, I got it. Well, the problem that I had, that the same issues that I dealt with using drugs, was not an issue with using and purchasing scratch offs. And then it morphed over. I'm playing Monopoly Go on my phone, and I'm back at work at this time, but I'm still struggling because I'm trying to catch up from where I was behind before. But anyways, I'm illustrating the point here. The obsession in my mind, that one more, whether it's one more TV show, whether it's one more round of Monopoly Go, whether it's one more scratch off ticket, whether it's one more bite of these Oreo cookies, whether it's one more handful of these cashews. Like I'm telling myself now, I can easily get out of control. But what I've made a conscious effort, a conscious decision to practice is to be mindful of when I'm allowing myself to lose focus or to get off track. And moderation is my key. Moderation is my key. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing, or too much of anything is a bad thing for that matter. So I'm trying to learn how to be accountable to me first, because the things that I suggest to others, I have to be willing to eat my own food before I try to serve anybody else, right? But again, we're talking about alignment. We're talking about synchronicity. We're talking about the energies. We're talking about discernment. There's so many different avenues that I can go with this particular podcast. And I'm going to be bringing some guests my way. It seems like everybody that I've asked at various times, I've had guests like 4 or 5 times. And it's like I always plan for a guest, because I can speak and I can speak by myself, but I would rather engage with someone else. And I want to engage with the audience, have you guys calling in, whether it's in the form of a live chat or whether it's in the form of a live video call, whatever the case may be. Any way possible, I want to share my love and my light with you. And I want to receive your love and your light. I don't try to be something that I'm not. I don't try to know more than anybody else. In fact, I want to try to be the dumbest person in the room. Doesn't happen, but I want to try to be the dumbest person in the room, meaning I just want to remain teachable. That's it. So let me say it this way. I just want to be the most humble person in the room because there's nothing dumb about me, and neither is there anything dumb about you. Um, but I do want to be able to start where I am because I realize in order to get where I'm going, I have to start where I am. Everybody has to start at start, and time takes time. And in starting at start, we're talking about with, align with the beginning. It's important not to compare myself with any other individual. I cannot compare my process with anybody else's process. Comparison is the thief of joy. What's for me is for me. What is for me when it is supposed to be for me will be for me in the appointed time. I can't rush the process. I got to trust the process. And no matter what it feels like, I have to wait my turn. I have to apply that patience. And many people don't understand, nor do they get this, but patience is not so much about waiting as much as it is about what is my attitude like while I'm waiting. My attitude in the process of waiting is going to dictate how I come through or how I manifest whatever it is that I'm standing in faith for, standing in hope of, whatever the case may be, or whatever the case is. So again, what is my attitude while I'm waiting? Because if I have a good attitude while I'm waiting, see, my faith is actively working for me in the waiting process. My hope is actively working for me in the waiting process. And I'm able to continue doing the things that I normally would do, whether it's loving on somebody else, sharing my life with somebody else, whatever the case is, because I understand that this process is designed to produce whatever it's going to produce whenever it's supposed to. All I have to do is just to be present. All I have to do is participate in that process. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be okay. I'm good. I don't need to sweat it. I ain't tripping. And I ain't gonna lie, that Pepsi Zero is good. But anyways, so like I said again, it's 12:28 at night now, and I actually have to work 12 hours tomorrow. But again, at the end of the day, I wanted to jump on here and give you guys something, just something to have, because again, at the end of the day, I was on here earlier. I was about 8 minutes late because it was a pressing errand. Well, let me just go ahead and say it. I got a car today after not having transportation for the past 6, almost 7 months. I got a car today, and by the time that I got finished, it was, I was amped up with all of that and trying to rush around and trying not to forget this and trying to remember that, and I forgot the most important thing, which was to record the episode that I was recording. So, but again, I just wanted to stop by because I always want to share something positive, because in this day and age, it seems like I rarely watch the news anymore. If I'm watching TV now, it's because I'm watching something like my favorite movie. I just found out Mission Impossible, the latest one is on, it's streaming on Paramount. So I'm going to watch that. I just don't like watching the news because it's so depressing, and people seem to be miserable. And I don't really like to watch a lot of music videos because you got this artist going after that artist because this one said this, that one said that. And now you got parents of kids that because the rapper threw a line in that they thought would be like phenomenal, and it's bars, and next thing you know, now they want to jump in. I was like, people have just forgotten how to love each other, get along. Like there is too much hate in the world. There are too many problems in this world for us to treat each other the way that we do, right? So I would rather come on here and spend time with you guys, engage with you guys, and give you something, because what I give to you is more. This platform for me does more for me in the sense that when you allow me access to you, it does more for me because I need you just as much as you think you might need me. Again, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I want to be the most humble in the room. I want to remain teachable. I want to remain discerning. I want to remain helpful. I want to remain loving. I want to remain empathetic, compassionate, all those things, because at the end of the day, again, what the world needs now is love, not division, not all that negativity. It's like I'm so over the negative attitudes and negative opinions, just the news cycles. Again, I have to turn the TV off. Um, and I have to be careful because I can binge watch TV so quick. Oh my God, can I? But again, my normal episode, I record Monday nights at 8:30. That's my normal time, right? And I would love to have you guys. I record that on Riverside, live call-in feature. You have access to it if you have a desktop or a laptop. I can, I always post a link on my Facebook page and on Instagram. And I do want to engage with you guys. And this particular platform, StreamYard, I use it because it allows me the opportunity to broadcast across several different social media sites at one time. But at any rate, I may start small, but I'm not going to stay small. I have a vision, I have a dream, I have goals, I have a plan, and I'm sticking with it. So, and that's something I want to impart to you guys as well. We all have value, we all have imagination. Whether we use it or not, that's completely and totally on us. Whether we use it or not, it's completely and totally on us. But what is my intention for what I'm doing? My intention is to bring awareness not only to myself, but to bring awareness to other people. Eventually, at some point in time, one of my long-term goals is I want to have my own healing center one day. And what I mean by that is recovery in South Florida, because again, I am a recovering addict. And I'm not ashamed to share that knowledge, not at all, because um, having been to hell and back, I feel like I'm well equipped and capable of helping others get out of hell. I'm not promising to get you into heaven. That's not what I'm promising, but I am promising I can help get you out of the hell that you're in because somebody did that for me. So I just want to pay it forward. And however I could do it, I was so afraid for so long. I promise you, anybody who knows me knows that I talked about I want a podcast. I talked about podcasting for the past 3 years, and I'm approaching 5 years clean now. On March 18th, I will have 5 years clean. But I talked about starting a podcast for, I know, a good 2 years, 2 or 3 years. And I just finally, the day after my birthday last year, my birthday is August 6th, and my first episode, I recorded it on August the 7th. I was not realizing that everybody starts and start. Like I say, I knew it and I say it, but in my head, I had this idea of how I wanted everything to be. I got to have this piece of equipment and I got to have that piece of equipment. And I overthought everything to the point that I started nothing, right? I overthought everything to the point that I did nothing. But I was parallel. It was really fear-based. And again, I'm in a place in my life now where I'm so comfortable in the skin that I'm in that I couldn't care less. I don't care what people think about me. They don't have to like me. I don't have to care. In fact, what people think about me is not my business. What people think about me, what they say about me really is not my business. I mean, so if you're my friend and somebody's saying something about me, defend me in my absence. You ain't even got to tell me what you did or said. Because as my friend, I'm going to do the same, but I don't necessarily have to tell you anything. I don't have to necessarily do anything, but I'm going to shut it down and just keep it pushing. But I don't want to bring that negativity back to you. But again, my desire is to be able to just hop on here and spend time with my friends, right? My social media friends, and I don't use that term loosely because again, a friend. When I say friend, I don't play with that. I need you to be my friend. That same friendly energy that I'm giving, at some point, I want to be able to receive that back. But I'm looking forward to where I'm going to be able to go with the podcast. I'm looking forward to the impact that I already obviously have in the community and the influence that I've been given. But I just want to utilize this platform as an extension of me, the individual, because I love me. And there's so many people I've come to understand that love and respect me as well. But it never would have happened had I not given myself the grace to love myself, and had I given myself the grace to be patient with myself. I met a lot of wonderful people, and I continue to meet a lot of wonderful people. And in fact, the more people that I meet and the more genuine I am and they are with me, it just makes me want to do more, give more, record more, and I just continue to reflect my life. What I put out there is going to come back to me. As long as I keep God first, He'll never make me second. That's something that a friend of mine said to me earlier, and I swear by that too. Um, I keep Him first. I don't always, I'm always talking to Him, but I may not always do it the religious way. First thing in the morning when I wake up, go down on my knees beside my bed and pray. No, I'm talking to God all day, every day. Sometimes I know God gets tired of me because I'm like, hey, guys, me again. He's like, yeah, what's up? Whatever. But that's an important component for me in my spiritual walk, and especially as a recovering addict, because I can't do this by myself. I rely on God. Because my final prayer of desperation was, God, if you deliver me from this darkness, I promise I'll follow you. God loves ifs. God loves ifs. Ifs are challenges. And God is like, do you not know who I am? Let me show you. Allow me to reintroduce myself. And He never ceases to amaze me. He never ceases to amaze me. Donovan, I see you. Toya, I see you. I love y'all. I know I love y'all. I'm happy. It's not even happiness, because happiness is an expression of something deeper that I feel. So the happiness is the expression for the joy that I have, and for the gratitude that I have. Like, I'm grateful to be who I am. I'm grateful to have the life that I have. And I remember a time that, because I grew up poor, Black, gay, I was not grateful for that. I didn't see the beauty in any of that. Like, you can't tell me that this is a beautiful life. Have you lived the life I'm living? Are you feeling what I'm feeling? I was all self-centered, self-absorbed, and everything else. And I didn't see things then the way that I see things now. But that's because I didn't do the work then that I allowed myself to do now. One of the things that I did is I made a conscious decision to embrace the inner child, little Marvin. I promised I'd take him by the hand. Oh, yeah, that inner child work is serious. And I had to have a conversation with little Marvin in this 50-year-old version. And I took him by his hand. I said, I promise I'll never let anybody hurt you again. And I keep that promise. I embrace my inner child. I lean into it. I'm being to myself what I wish somebody would have been to me when I needed that at that particular time, and I forgive people for not knowing what they didn't know. Thank you, Donovan. I appreciate you being there for me, seriously, because some days I feel like I know what I'm doing, and some days I feel like I don't, but hey, I just show up. But no, seriously, I just want to be a sounding board and a safe space for the voiceless, for the hopeless, for the helpless, for the penniless. I mean, I don't have much, but what I have, I try to share as appropriate. But at the end of the day, I want to be that listening ear if you need it. If you need it. But again, like I said, I just wanted to jump on here at 12:40 at night because I committed that in 2024, I would not miss recording an episode. This is my commitment, because the thing that I commit to is going to commit to me. If I am kind to the podcast will be kind to me. I love hearing Dawn Staley say that, I forgot exactly how she said it, but in playing basketball, if you're good to the game is going to be good to you. Like, it just has a way of repaying you, whatnot. So I look at it like this: as long as I am committed to this process is going to be committed to me. As long as I show up as my most genuine and my most authentic self, what do I have to worry about? And I can do that now because I'm okay being me. I'm comfortable being me. But it is 12:40 a.m. I need to get some beauty sleep because I need to get up in the morning so I can work a 12-hour shift. And I'm going to be grateful when I do it. So if I can't walk it like I talk it, I'm going to sit down and shut up. But I promise you, I'll have so much energy tomorrow. It'll be mind blowing because that's what I do. But anyways, thank y'all for joining me, Donovan, Toya. I see y'all there. Thank y'all. Y'all know I got love and respect for you. Tell the people about the Chop with Marvin Lee. Let's get them on. Get them on with me. Get them engaged. I want to make this the best platform possible. I want to grow leaps and bounds. And before I go, because I never finished what I was about to say earlier, one of my goals is one of these days I want to have healing centers. And what I mean by that is I love the recovery in South Florida, but I hate treatment because you need to heal the person instead of treating the symptoms. And I'm gonna leave a pin in that. We'll pick up on this later. But if I can't love you genuinely, I would rather not even deal with you. I don't want to hurt anybody. I only want to see you progress in life because somebody took a chance with me, and that's what it is. So God bless you too, Donovan. Good night. Toya, if you're still on here, good night. I love you guys. This has been episode 15 and a half of The Chop with Marvin Lee. I will see you guys next Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank y'all for being with me.